Welcome back. And today we have Justiniano, who is the artistic director at Teatro del Pueblo. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Teatro del Pueblo, what does that mean?
Well, it means in Spanish, literally, theater of the people or theater of the town.
Okay.
Which conveniently can be switched around because it has two different connotations.
Okay, okay. And where are you located?
We're located in the west side neighborhood of St. Paul, just across the river from downtown.
Okay, okay. Can you give us a little bit about your purpose or your mission for the theater, and also give us a little history or background of why and when it started?
Well, the theater started in 1992.
Okay.
Basically, how it started was that there were two actors with no jobs, and they were complaining about the fact that they were typecasted as different things that they felt they weren't using their skills. So I opened my mouth and said, hey, why don't you start a theater? And lo and behold, they took me at my word, and they turned to me and said, okay, let's do it. So 18 years later, the actors are gone, and the math major, which is me, is still around. Oh. So that's how it actually started. It took us about a year to engage the community, because theater is not a priority in the Latino community. And there are other issues that people deal with, but as an institution, we felt that we needed to connect with the community and get people to know us. Our main chance happened about a year after we started the theater. There was a shooting in a local high school in the west side called Humboldt High School. And there was a community meeting, and I got a call and asked to see if I could do something using theater. So we sat in the meeting, and lo and behold, not everybody thought that theater would be appropriate for this type of issue. But we thought otherwise, that we could make a difference in the community. So we had people tell us, hey, what are you going to do? Are you going to wear a tutu and run around? We said, well, no, give us a chance. So they did. They gave us a chance, and then we did a presentation for this local school. And what was unique about it is that we asked the principal to give us, I don't want to call it dispensation, but a special permission to include the shooter and the victim in the same play. So in 3 weeks, we put up a show using techniques by Augusto Boal called Theater of the Oppressed. So we were able to do a production with the shooter and the victim, and that had a greater impact on the message that, and people were excited. The community was all behind us, and that's how we got to be known in the community at that stage.
Oh, what a good idea.
Created seal our fate to be attempt to be a voice for this particular community across the river, the west side. Okay, okay.
So how could someone be a part of your theater? Do they have to audition? Do you take adults or children, or beginners, advanced? How do they become a part of your theater?
Well, the theater is a professional theater, and by that I mean that we paid our staff as well. We pay our artists. When I hire a director, it's their prerogative of who they select. If I direct, well, I select my actors. And there are parameters and costs involved that I need to take into account. But there's an audition process in which the director selects the actors that he or she feels are best for the project. And that's how it happens. Okay, okay.
And mainly the themes of the plays. What are the themes? Do you just do you get themes from the community, or do you come up with them, or the types of plays that you show?
Well, I have to take into account our mission as well as the needs, as well as as a nonprofit. I still have to think as a for-profit in a sense, because what money we make will generate or subsidize the artistic program as well as our educational program. But how I go about it is I try to figure out what the audiences might be connected to. Some of the scripts I select, some come from submissions. For example, our political theater festival is a festival that we get submissions from all over the country. And then we put a selection committee together, and they select a number of plays that we will produce for the political theater festival. Other productions, it's a collaboration with another theater, and we both try to figure out which plays would be best for our audiences at the time.
So aside, you mentioned your educational, you have some educational programs. Can you elaborate a little more on those educational programs that you are involved in?
Yes, yes. We are, I believe I can say this, that we are the only professional theater in the upper Midwest, I mean, that has both an artistic program as well as an educational program. There are other Latino theaters that have just the artistic or a educational program, but we have both. But then when I mean the upper, I mean North and South Dakota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, that kind of stuff. So we have, there's two prongs to our educational program. One is the touring. We tour shows that depict Latino issues as well as experiences. And then we do residencies in schools. And our particular residencies are literacy residencies, which we believe are responsible to the community by helping students achieve a reading skill that will help them in the future.
Okay, okay. So you have a play going on this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, this play is very special because it's our first time of doing a play that's truly community-oriented. How it came about, I was approached by a artist in the community in the West Side. It's a West Sider. And she was a composer, and she was really interested in doing this project, and we came aboard. It's a play based on the techniques of Cornerstone Theater in LA, which is a theater that goes into small towns, and they create a piece that depicts the lives and issues of the people who live in the town. So we did that. The only thing is we stretch it out within a certain amount of time longer, and then we created a piece which I wrote based on the stories of the people that we met using techniques. One of them is called story circles, in which we share stories together.
Wonderful. And then can you give us some contact information for people that want to get in contact with the theater?
Well, you can call the theater at area code 651-224-8806. We have our website is www.teatrodelpueblo.org. And teatro, people have a tendency to put an H on it. And no, it's teatro, T-E-A-T-R-O, del Pueblo. .org, and that's our website. So they can look there, and then my email is in there, and they can email us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Al, for being on the show. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here.